Hey you guys, it's Peter, and this is my husband, Alex. And I did not bring my fan for the video today. Should I get the fan? No, I'm not gonna bring the fan. Anyway, we're like right on top of each other because this picture back here pulls the focus from the camera, and I was like, okay, forget it. Now we're like one of those YouTube couples that are always like, oh my God, we're so happy. Okay, so, but we had to we're sitting at an angle, and outside is the Marquee Pool Club party, so it is like blasting music. I'm hoping that it won't pull from that. But a couple days ago, before we left on vacation, today is our 10-year anniversary of our very first date, and our 7-year anniversary of getting married in this hotel, actually 2.5 hours from now. So we got married at 6:30. Well, the wedding started at 6:30. So a couple days ago, Alex was like, somebody that subscribes to you said you guys should do a Q&A. He was like, I think you should put a picture up on Instagram and do a Q&A. And I was like, okay. So I was actually gonna put this on my Peterisms channel because I put a lot of these kind of videos over there now. But I decided that I would just keep it up on the main channel, get away from drama for a little bit. We've all got to have a fun life. We just encountered some drama at the pool. Now, I will tell you before we get into this video, for those of you that do not know my amazingly wonderful husband, he has a very crude sense of humor, which I appreciate. I think it's funny. For example, we just met this, we thought they were a couple, and they weren't. She was from Mexico, and he was from Puerto Rico, but now...
They were both born in the U.S., but
yeah,
like they're... background.
And so they were speaking in Spanish and talking and stuff. We became friends with her. Well, it was so funny because she was like drunk, but we couldn't tell she was drunk. And so we're going to the same club tonight. And they're like, you should go to dinner with us. And we're going to Omnia in Las Vegas, and we're going to go see Cascade tonight. He's so excited. It's one of our favorite DJs together. So anyway, he's sitting there.
I'll cry tonight.
And she's like over there, and the guy's like passed out. And they have like spa services in a half an hour. He's like passed out asleep. And she's like, I told him that I was going through a really hard time, so he would bring me here. She goes, he's asleep. He doesn't even know. She was so cute. So anyway, he came over, and he started talking to us, and she's like, well, it's not really this guy that I broke up with. She's like, it's this guy that I'm fucking. And Alex goes, sit on his face. And she goes, I need more faces to sit on. This is the kind of conversations my husband gets me into at the pool. So anyway, so now she's texting Alex pictures of her with him asleep next to her.
I go, just sit on his face so you can wake him up. Wakey, wakey.
So anyway, so we have had a wonderful week. Last night, Alex's friend Eric took us out to the gay clubs here in Indianapolis. We went to, in Las Vegas. We went to Garage, and we went to Piranha, and we danced our asses off. We had a good time. And we went and saw the Rev last night, which was good. Our favorite show this week has been Absinthe. It's hilarious. It is crude humor, though. So if you come to Las Vegas, go see Absinthe. Okay.
We went to also see Chippendales.
We went to see Chippendales.
With my cousin Maya. Thanks to Perez Hilton and our friend Mike, who
gifted us the tickets.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. Yeah. So, and Chippendales, if you didn't hear my other video, like everything you see on TV about the women, like it is exactly like that.
Yeah,
they go crazy.
You women are raunches.
Oh my God! I thought men were bad. My God, women go crazy.
That's why they like me.
Okay, let's get into this. So, I kind of looked through a lot of the questions to see the themes of, okay, well, first of all, there were a lot of questions about what Alex thinks about me being a YouTuber and if he supports me doing YouTube and things like that. So I guess that's really a question for you to answer.
I fucking hate it.
No, shut up.
No, I think it's great. I mean, it's like it's a great way for his outlet of creativity, a creative outlet. And you know, before Peter was always like in search for that. And finding like the right way to kind of just like let all his creativity out. He's an ideas guy, and I think that like with YouTube he allows to have those ideas but also like act on them without having to like have any form of like people like trying to like, you know, make it happen or help him with it. So I think it's great. I think it's something that he's passionate about, and as long as he's passionate, then you know,
he's real supportive of it. Like, he'll be like, do you need to make a video? Like, we've been at the pool this week, and people are like, don't make videos, whatever. I'm like, but I love it. And he'll be like, well, do we need to make a video? And I don't want to say who, but he knows I'm a huge like fanboy of a lot of these YouTubers too. And there's another YouTuber that's here in Las Vegas right now, and we're getting ready to go.
I mean, you're not gonna say who, but you're gonna give every detail about it.
It doesn't matter.
Everybody knows.
Well, they're gonna know after I post a picture up, so it won't matter. But we're getting ready to go to meet with him and some friends here in a little bit. So I'm like so excited. I'm like,
Jeffree Star.
It's not Jeffree Star. Shut up, okay? They're all like, oh, the collab's finally happening. Okay.
It's Rich Lux.
So, oh, well, that will probably probably be happening sometime soon. Okay, let's get, and you know the funny thing is, he doesn't really know about any of the
I don't even know these people's names.
Like,
half the time I'm like, so, like your friend, your person, what's his name?
Okay, so like we'll be at dinner and I'll be like saying something to him and he has like no clue. So yeah, but we're both really supportive in each other's things, and he loves music festivals, and so he's going to one next weekend in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're in Chicago, say hi.
The next question that I got a lot by, and I'm gonna read this one out, is by Pick Cameron. And she said, oh my, I think she just sent me a DM on Twitter. She said, oh my God, I'm so excited for this. My question is, how has Alex supported you in recovery? What roles has he played in keeping you on track? How important is having a supportive significant other in recovery? Well, I feel like it's really important to have a supportive significant other in recovery that understands recovery, but it is not his responsibility to keep me sober whatsoever. And I am gonna get into a little bit of drama for a second. You know, it really bothered me when a lot of people were coming for Jaclyn Hill saying that she was responsible for John's recovery. Like, that's in sobriety, it's not his responsibility to keep me on track. It's my responsibility to set limits and boundaries. Like, if we're gonna go out and I'll say, hey, tonight's like, I would like you to kind of like, you know, not drink a lot or whatever. And he's really cool with that. Like, you know, he'll just be like, okay, that's, babe, no problem, you know?
I think like open, clear communication too, you know, like, just like he sets boundaries, I also have to set boundaries, because with an alcoholic mind, and you know, like they have other, like it comes, it's beyond the substance, and
right.
It's beyond the need and like the desire to drink. So, you know, having those like boundaries on my end, because I have to know that some things are not my fault or directed towards me. So being able to have like those boundaries too, it's like, hey, this is not.
Yeah, and he understands that. He understands, like, as an addict and an alcoholic, like I speak a different language. And I think there's like this whole kind of like misnomer that, you know, oh, the alcoholic or the addict is the one that like needs to be catered to in the relationship, which is not fair to the other person. I think that's one thing that's really important.
I mean, even as in a non-alcoholic relationship with both people are non-alcoholic, both need to be catered anyway.
Well,
so.
Right, but I think what's important about that is that, you know, like what he's saying is the disease of addiction goes past the use. And so it's a lot in how I talk. It's a lot in how I like spiral out of control with things. And so that's a big part of why like we've been in marriage counseling. Yeah, because I'll take something and I'll like run with it. And so like we have learned how to communicate with each other, and, you know, in a way that has like really, really helped us. So okay, so that, yeah, he's very supportive of that. And anything I ask, you know, that I will tell you the thing that never comes up, that I think I hear a lot, like in the rooms of recovery, is that, you know, there were 4 years that I didn't step inside of a room of 12-step program. And I went back. And when I came back, I said, I'm going back. Like, I'm going to get involved. And I'm very involved now. He has never once said anything about it. If I say, oh, I have a meeting tonight, he's like, cool, go, have fun, you know, whatever, hang out with Tanya. He's never, I have a lot of friends of mine who say like, oh, my husband or my wife, like they don't like want me going to meetings all the time, which is sad. You know, he knows I need that for me. Yeah. So, okay.
It's like sabotage.
Oh, hey me says, does your beauty career, I'm a beauty consultant. Okay, does your beauty career interfere in your relationship ever? Like, you uploading while you guys are on vacation, which I stand, so no shade here. No, it doesn't. Not on vacation.
Which is so funny that like Peter, like people think that like Peter's like has a beauty career. And I'm like, babe, like we need to get you like some like, let's get you like this like laser facial, or like let's do this, and let's do some Botox.
Like, no, I don't.
Or like, let's like, you know, like
I actually
do,
just said the other day that I was thinking about getting Botox.
And then he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, beauty.
But I have wanted to go to the Morphe store the entire time that we've been here, and we walked through
the mall.
Do
they do Botox there?
No.
I'll go.
So anyway, no, it doesn't. Now, I will say that, like, probably, I would say, like, 8 or 9 months ago, when I was very consumed and I would get up late and get stuff done late, he said, could you have your stuff done when I come home so we can spend time together? So that has been something that has changed. So that, like, we go out to dinner in the evenings, we hang out and stuff like that. He's, like, rolling his head like, yes, does that? Yeah, I have my stuff done by the time you get home.
Cool.
You don't think I do?
Yeah.
Well, now don't make me look like an ass in the video if you don't think that's true, say.
I said yes. You're the one putting words in my mouth. Put something else.
Okay, there are some times that I don't. But, like, I used to live stream a lot, and I don't live stream a lot anymore because when he's home, I don't want to do that while he's home.
Which I don't mind if you do, so.
Yeah. So. But he has to work late sometimes, too. So, I think it's just in appreciating what the other person does, you know? Okay, what moment did you realize he was the one? Angel singing, Partying of the Sea. Well, he's never had that. I can tell you right now, the Partying of the Sea.
Yeah. I've heard of something else.
Ah! Alex! So anyway, when did I know he was the one? I knew on the first day that I was interested in him. I don't waste a lot of time. Like if I'm on a date and I'm like with somebody and I'm like wanting to get to know them better, like I'm like, okay, this is somebody I want to get to know with. If I don't, then I'm just like, this is a waste of my time. It was a little bit longer for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 24, so I was a different person.
Yeah. And he was just saying this the other day, and then we started talking about it. He was like, I'm not even the same person that I was 10 years ago. No. I've changed. Okay, this is a good question. This is for you. I guess the question is more for Alex. Coming from a Latino culture, did you find it hard at times to be a gay man as opposed to other men, and how did your family take it when you came out? Also, how did your family take it when you told them you were marrying Peter? Did it take them any time to adjust at all?
See, the whole like concept of man is like not like really like, I don't know, like I don't think the same way that people think, right? Because like to me I'm like, well, I mean I'm a man, like I have a penis, so do they, so like whatever. So no, it wasn't really different for me to be like a gay man versus a straight man in a Latino culture. If anything, I've always been a little outspoken about certain things, so even when there's a noticeable difference between like the straight of my cousins and like me, like I mean I never really.
And they don't treat you any different.
No, my family doesn't treat me any different. My mom found out that I was gay through Facebook.
That's why Facebook's the devil. You don't want to be on Facebook.
No, actually Facebook was great because I didn't want to have that conversation with her, and I was like, oh, she friend requested me, accept.
And then she saw the pictures.
And then she saw the pictures, and I'm like, ooh. I didn't have to have that conversation. And then accepting Peter into the family was pretty kind of...
They were awesome.
Smooth and welcoming. I mean, Carlos, my brother Carlos, like, we were in Chicago and like he gets into Peter's car and like they're just talking and he like rips the far out because like he's like that comfortable and he's like, hey, what's up? Kind of thing. And then, you know, my mom, like, you know, whether it was straight or gay, like, you know, relationship, like Peter just went into like kind of like letting her see who he is and like how like he is a part of my life and not necessarily like, you know, any form of misconception or like whatever. So like, you know, he showed my mom who he was, so then like,
yeah, so when we
got to know him, so that so my family had no problem acclimating. I mean, my mom walked me down the aisle. My mom and my brother spoke. My brother Carlos lived in Venezuela at the time, so he flew in for the wedding and like the weekend. So yeah, so they were.
His mom is always like, "Oh, my son." She calls me her son,
and like Peter's now like, you know, the godfather to one of our nephews, and so yeah. So I mean, he's you know, the fourth son that my mom never had. What's
interesting about it is that I didn't think so much about the culture as I did about the age difference when we started dating, because he was 24 and I was 36. And his mom is just a little bit older than I am. How old is she? I don't want to say. She's 30. No.
She's 47.
But she's older, but she's not a lot older. But and so I wanted her to get to know me as a person, so she didn't think that like it was, you know, what was I doing with her son that was so much younger. And she welcomed. The funny thing is, the first time I ever met her was at a Halloween party in their neighborhood, and Alex. So we went over there, and Alex was like, it was like this Latino Halloween party, and she was like, and Alex goes, "Go dance with my mom." I go, "I don't even know your mom." No,
I forced her to like dance with him. I was like, "Here."
So,
and then I went and got drinks.
Okay, Peter, have you ever experienced hate from the Venezuelan community for being with Alex? I love you guys. You both make my heart smile. Never, not one bit. I don't know, like, I hate to make a generalization and say the Latino community, but like, I have never once ever had any kind of hatred towards me for being gay with my husband, being gay with my husband, well, that's what we do, you know, or being, like, dating him or being married to him, never once. People have actually been, I think, like, really overwhelmingly nice to accept me into the community, especially with the language barrier. Like, as soon as they know that I don't speak Spanish,
they give him a hard time. And
they do. Like, they tell me I need to know,
for 10 years and you don't know Spanish yet.
And that is, this year I've made a commitment that his mother is going to start tutoring me while she's going to turn and say, when's that going to start?
Right, it was supposed to be, like, literally it was supposed to start in July. You guys,
yeah,
it's the end of August.
So was me on that diet where you lost more than that. Okay, so anyway. Okay, how does Alex feel that you became YouTube famous? I mean, am I? Come on now.
I feel just fine.
He feels just fine. He's
not
thinking anything about it. Is there anything Alex has changed your mind about, or vice versa? Congrats on 10 years. Okay. Alex and I have deeper conversations than people, I think, probably imagine. One of the things that he's changed my mind on a lot is I don't feel this way. I personally feel different. But he feels that, and please don't use any specific words, but he feels that words only have the power that you give them. I grew up feeling very much that, like when we talk about like offensive words, derogatory words and things like that, I used to get real heated when, you know, we would hear them around us, like when we first started dating. He'd be like, why do you let them bother you? Like, they're just words. They only have the meaning that you give to them. And he explained it a lot to me with like in Spanish, like the difference for the different kinds of, he explained, I don't even know if he remembers this, but he said there's different kinds of the word for the word love. And he said, so like, you know, and the other thing was, oh, this is kind of on a funny note. So he doesn't, like those words don't bother him a whole lot because he doesn't pay any mind to them. The other thing that's funny is I used to ask him to talk dirty to me in Spanish and he wouldn't do it. He was like, no, I'm not going to do that to the language of Spanish. And then...
It's just because it felt weird. I mean, like, I learned how to speak dirty in English, not in Spanish. So like me saying like something dirty in Spanish is kind of like I'm cussing someone out as a 12-year-old because that's when I moved here. You know, so like I don't, it isn't. Plus I don't find it sexy. Like I think dirty talking in English is a lot more efficient.
Okay, woo! Was there ever a time either of you thought you wouldn't make it and be as strong as you are today?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I moved out.
Yeah, 2 years ago, we didn't think that we would be here. We started marriage counseling. Marriage counseling has saved our marriage, and it's taken it from like, I said this in a vlog not too long ago, like from a 5 to like a 6. No, from like a 5 to a 9, or, you know, I mean, there are days that we have 4s, or days that we have 10s, or days that there are 6s, you know. One of the things I wanted to do when I came on YouTube, and if I was going to show my relationship, you okay, babe? One of the things I wanted to do when I came on and showed my relationship was that I wanted to show that relationships are fucking real. You know, they're tough, shit happens, you know, they're hard. And to be back here 10 years or 7 years after we got married, you know, marriage counseling's made my husband very emotional.
It's so annoying.
But you know, to be here, and he's just like, the other day we were like sitting in the pool talking, and he got emotional, and he was like, I'm so happy, you know, like that.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, like I came home and like packed my shit, and I was like, I'm out. You know. Well, here we are.
I love you, babe. And I think it's important, you know, to see that relationships can make it. You know, you can go through really fucking tough shit. And
I mean, you can only make it if you work at it.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to both really want to be together, and you have to both really want to like make things work, because, you know, it's hard, but it's so much worth it. Yeah.
I love you so much.
Thank you.
It's funny because somebody said in one of the questions was, like, how do you initiate that conversation of like, what we need to go to counseling? Let me tell you, literally, I was the one that
you get to the point. You need to go to counseling.
You know, and I think what happened is that you start just growing apart. It happens in a lot of relationships, and then one day you wake up and you're just like not there anymore. And you know, it's like, okay, so I was the one that was resistant to going to marriage counseling, and Alex said, like, if we don't go, I'm gone. Like, that's it. And so when we agreed to go, what we agreed was that we were gonna, for a year, put everything that we could into saving our marriage. This is the first time that we've ever talked about this on camera. That we were gonna put everything that we could into marriage counseling, into our marriage for a year, and that if at the end of the year it was done, we were done. Like that, but we could say that we could walk away, and we had literally put everything into our marriage that we possibly could. I cherish my marriage so much today in a way that I never would have had we not gone into marriage counseling. Like, I don't let people fuck with my marriage anymore, you know? Like, I just don't.
Actually, come fuck with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's so much stronger, and you know, like, one of the things that I was like saying is that, like, you know, we have to give the relationship the respect that it deserves, you know? Like, at that time it was like 9 years, and I feel like that 9 years deserves a lot of respect, and it deserves a lot of like energy and effort, you know? Like, you can't just be like, okay, like, well, things are hard, gotta go, bye, you know? Right. And you know, I think that like as like working at it, and it, you know, it makes those 9 years, now 10, like so much worth it. You know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you sometimes don't want to do. It's a lot of work that you don't want to have to go through. It's a lot of work that you just like, fuck, like this is really kind of like, you know, whatever, but it's needed, you know? Like, you don't you don't have a clean house if you don't clean it.
And to make this very, very clear, because I want people to understand this too, because I think a lot of times then people are like, oh, well then what is their marriage? We're not in an open marriage. We're in a very traditional marriage. We're monogamous. And, you know, it's important to have boundaries in your marriage.
Which, if anybody has to question that, like for us to have like a healthy marriage, like you have to be open, then like you need to take a look at yourself.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's
sad that
don't project shit to other people.
But we know that there are people that have relationships like that, gay and straight, you know? And
yeah.
So, okay, let's get to some more of the funnier questions. God, my leg is asleep right now. I don't know that I want. Okay, so, well, before we get into that question, they want to know the Chicago story, because I started talking about it in the vlog when you got mugged and I went up there. Oh, wait a second. But let's answer some other questions first, because I'm going to let this go fake. Okay, hold on just a second. Where was the question? I just saw some question the other day. Do you consider yourself soulmates? No, I talked about this in a vlog. Alex doesn't believe in soulmates, and it really changed my opinion about things too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm an atheist, so I don't really believe in all that stuff. So to me, like, soulmates is kind of like, if I believe in soulmates, then I have to believe in something beyond. So it just kind of contradicts, it doesn't connect, it doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, no, I don't think I think that we're great mates. Human mates.
He's talked a lot about it to me. I really wanted us to be soulmates when I first met. I was like, you don't think we're soulmates? And he was like, no. I think we're two people that met at a specific time and just really clicked, you know? And I think that when you take that fantasy away a little bit of the soulmate thing, then it makes the marriage and the relationship mean even more. Because it's like, well, you've worked to make this happen. It isn't just something that the stars aligned.
Not
you know?
a gift.
Right, you know? Okay, out of all the YouTubers you love, who's the one you'd like to meet first?
Me?
No, me, probably.
Oh, well, then answer the question.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know.
Probably Shane Dawson. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Have you two ever had family friction with in-laws? How did you overcome it? No, we really haven't. I don't think so. No, my dad and my stepmom absolutely adore him, and his family is so kind to me, so. And I never had a sister growing up, and I always wanted a sister, and now I have my sister-in-law, and I feel like she's a sister to me, and she's awesome. Okay. If you had to describe your relationship marriage using only the name of a candy bar, what would it be?
Oh, Sour Patch Kids.
That's not a candy bar.
It's candy.
That's your favorite candy.
Yeah.
Okay, what would
Skittles.
I say? That's stupid. Okay, I don't know what I would say.
Well, just use candy.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Hot tamales.
Cotton candy. What's that cotton candy song? Cotton candy. Sweet. Oh, won't you be my Tootsie Roll?
The Tootsie Roll song.
Okay.
Not cotton candy.
Isn't there
song.
Oh, shh. Peter, did you ever just know that you were going to go gray early? No, I never did. Like, I started turning gray at like 23, 24, and I started coloring my hair then. I honest to God had no idea that it was gonna turn. Like, I really didn't. I mean, look, you guys, and when I'm tan, it's like so white. Oh my God, Alex just said you got so red at the pool today. I literally
looked like I didn't get any sun today.
I look like an Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay. I have gray hairs too. Just like 3 down here.
Oh, come on.
I really do.
Who proposed to who, and how did you do it? I proposed to, quit being so silly. I proposed to Alex on the Friday before his birthday. So we met to get August 25th today was the day that we met. Okay, it's gonna stop, so I'm gonna stop it and come right back. Hold on. Okay, so August 25th was the date of our very first date. Alex said we're gonna get married on our date because I don't want to have 2 dates, and I know how you are, and you'll want to celebrate every day. So that June,
like we got married like legally, on like June 26th or something like that. Like that's not. Like, we don't even celebrate that.
Yeah, because so that June, after we met, I proposed to him. I wrote a poem, and I read part of at the very end in Spanish, and that, so yeah, that was how I proposed to him. I got down on one knee, and the whole thing was real cute. And then
I actually kind of like ruined it, because he's like, I wrote today, and I'm like, okay, so then I'm like, I'm waiting by the computer downstairs, and then I'm like, okay, like, are you coming? And he's like, oh yeah, it's like up here, I'm gonna read it to you, and I'm like, upstairs? So I walk upstairs and I walk in and I go, are you gonna propose to me right now? And he
did.
He's like, no, I'm not. And I go, okay. I'm like,
He always ruins stuff like that. So then we had plans.
I always ruin stuff like that. I have a Valentine's Day story to tell that I think will be really funny.
We'll do a story time. He does really nice things for me for Valentine's Day because he knows I love that romantic shit. So, and that's one thing about him that's really changed since the beginning is he's gotten really, really romantic. Like, he wasn't like that so much at
I've
first.
always been romantic. I just don't overdo it. Or like overly like, I'm like doing it all the time. Because then I'm like, well then what's the fucking point? You know, like then it's not going to be really special when you actually want it to be special.
You were saying something though and I was like, oh, a lot of people asked about that. We were talking about the being proposed. We actually were going to get married that following year and we waited a year because we wanted to save our money to do it the way that we wanted to do it.
Peter spent more time trying to win a wedding.
Oh, we did? Oh my God, we tried to win a wedding through Crate and Barrel.
He, like, I mean, like, and I was like, well, why don't we put all this energy into, like, actually
I totally forgot all about that.
Like, but if we win it, it'll be great. And I'll go, okay.
And then last night, he makes fun of me because I try to win stuff through sweepstakes and stuff. Our friend last night got a trip to go to a house music festival in Croatia, and he just got back. See, some people win. Okay.
I won a surface one time.
You did, that's right. I forgot all about that. I never won shit.
So if you're running a contest, please.
What are your pet peeves
think of me.
about each other?
What are pet peeves about each other?
I don't really have a lot of like.
You don't? I have plenty.
Oh God.
Peter has a tendency to say never and always.
Yeah. I did a whole video about that on my
And it drives me crazy.
I've been changing though. I've been saying often lately because of counseling. We joke. There's 3 people in our marriage. Alex, myself, and our counselor. If you could, this is a dangerous question. If you could husband swap for a week with another famous couple, who would you choose?
Do they have to marry? What if they're not married?
No, it has to be a married couple. I'd say Victoria Beckham.
Oh, like Jeff Lewis and like his husband, something Nate, whatever. I wouldn't want to take Jeff Lewis, but like his husband's really cute.
Who's Jeff Lewis?
The guy that's like flipping out.
Oh, his husband?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think he's cute.
He's blonde.
Alex really likes blonde guys.
I always.
I mean, can't you see it? I'm like as blonde as you can get. Okay,
platinum blonde.
Platinum blonde. What guys, oh, here's the question. This is what I was gonna ask. Well, this is from Priscilla. What made you guys decide to get married in Vegas? Was gay marriage not legal in Indiana yet? Okay, so, we did not foresee marriage equality coming anytime soon. And actually, we took some shit about this from, I would say, not directly, but indirectly by some of the gay community in Indianapolis.
Did we?
Yeah, there were like a lot of people that didn't show up for our bachelor party and then later said to me or said to us, like, you know, well, are you guys not gonna wait for marriage equality? We didn't foresee it happening anytime in the near future. We wanted to get married. It was important to us. And so we were like, we wanted to do a destination wedding, whatever. And so we did it.
We just did it the way that we would have done it if it was legal anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't legal here in Utah at the time, or Nevada, excuse me.
Las Vegas, Utah. Where you can marry many wives at the same time.
And so we were just like, fuck it. Like, you know, like, if we were straight, where will we get married?
Vegas.
And how will we do it? And we did it just like that.
So we considered our wedding here. And then, what was that, in 2014, we got legally married at the Justice of the Peace in shorts. But we did a little service there because they said it was like $10 more. We're like, yeah, sure, what?
Yeah, I mean, that to us, just like the legality of it all. Like,
they had this, actually, this was really cool. They had this world map, and so every person that came in there that was like from somewhere else, like got to put this little pen, you know, stick pin into the, do you remember that? And Alex was the first Venezuelan gay man to get married in Indiana. Okay, how did you end up in Indianapolis? I'm from the South Side, represent! Okay, well, I moved to Indianapolis when I was 4.5. My dad did his medical residency in Chicago at Northwestern, and then we moved here because this is where my dad started his practice. Why did you guys move here?
My mom got a job.
Yeah. His mom's an engineer, and so she moved here for that.
It's really that exciting.
People ask us about the kid thing. We don't want any kids. That was the thing. We have 3 dogs. That's enough. We decided early on that we didn't want kids, either one of us. That actually would have been kind of, I think, a deal breaker for either one of us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would never want to be with someone who wants to have kids because I'm not going to be the reason they don't get to achieve and, you know, have a dream of them come true. Like,
yeah, Alex was really, he was like, if you want kids, that's fine, but I don't want them. So he was like, you know, and we were both very honest about it. We're like, we like to travel. We're very selfish. We like to stay up late and do stuff. So it just doesn't work for us. I'm not the kind of person. And Alex will always just say, oh, I wouldn't make a good parent. He would make a fantastic parent. He is awesome with his nephews.
I'm great because I had fun, but then it's like, done.
But the thing is like, I'm the kind of person that if I was going to be a dad, like I would want to be in the best school district, having the best programs. My life would become about that, and we're both.
And that will be really resentful because I would have to give up things that I have worked for.
We're both very selfish. I mean, so we want to do the things that we want to do, and there's a lot of people out there that want to have children. I think that's awesome, and
that's great.
They should do that. But
keep at it.
For our decision, but I would have more dogs, and maybe one day we will. 3 is enough right now.
3
I love our
is
dogs.
way too many.
I was talking last night in my vlog.
Not too many. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was talking in my vlog last night about the fact that like there are moments I'll just be laying in bed with Alex and he's like on his phone, or he'll be going to sleep with the dogs, and it's like I just want time to stop sometimes because it's like so perfect in that moment. You know, I don't like to think about my dogs getting older and that kind of stuff. What is your favorite vacation spot to go together? Miami, I would say.
Well, hopefully it won't be a vacation spot much longer.
Yeah, because we want to get a place down there. Let's see. I'm trying to pick a question.
Yeah, Bravo. If you want to like pitch us like some type of like show about moving to Miami, hit us up.
What weird food combinations do you each love, Kristen? Oh, that's funny. That's a good question.
Weird food combination.
I like ranch with anything. And I also like to dip stuff in peanut butter. I'm obsessed. I'm like a huge peanut butter fan.
Rage, he likes it sexually too. It's kind of weird.
No, that is a lie. You are so gross. Ranch.
I'm like, this is.
If you like ranch sexually, you need to go see a counselor. That's
why. Look, it's a salad. Just say.
Oh God. Okay. What's a weird food combination that you like? I can't even think.
I don't have any.
He mixes mayonnaise and ketchup together. That's about it.
That's not weird.
No.
The party sounding.
Oh, can you hear that? Okay, we need congrats, Peter and Alex. Okay, well, let's pick like one more thing. What is your favorite quality about each other?
Favorite quality about each other?
We're like sitting side saddle. My foot is literally asleep. Okay,
I don't know. Define quality.
Like anything about me. What's something about me that you like is your favorite thing about me? I'm trying to think about Alex. I love that Alex is so. Well, 2 things. He has hilarious sense of humor, and I love his. Sometimes it's a little too much, like if we're around people, but if it's just us, I like it. And I really appreciate how driven he is. Like if there's something here, can I move over that way just a little bit? Thank you, babe. If he is like, if there's something that he wants to do, like go to some music festival, do something, like he'll do it. Okay, like he so bad wanted to go see Cascade tonight, and he was like, we got to get on the list somehow, blah blah blah. He got us on the list 3 times. Okay, his cousin, the guy, some dude that we're VIP host that works here, and then this other guy that we're friends with in Las Vegas. 3 people got us on the list. Do you think my husband's gonna make sure that we got into this damn club tonight, right? I was like, well, if we don't get in, we'll just gamble. So no, I mean, he's very driven. Like when he wants to achieve something, he achieves it. I honestly do not think that I would be on YouTube to the level that I am right now if it wasn't for him indirectly. Because he was so, like, he's always just been like when I was writing my book, I had this idea and that idea and this idea, and he goes, well, I'll never forget this. We were driving the car, and he goes, just pick one and go with it. And at that point, I was like grieving a lot, my mom's, you know, passing, and he said, why don't you like cathartically work that into your book? And that's why my book has even any elements of grief into it whatsoever, which is like the main part of it, because he like pushed that. He sees things and then he's driven to make them happen. So that's what I love about him. I mean, and he's got the finest ass in the entire world. To see it walk across the bedroom, okay? Just tell you.
My butt's flat.
Whatever. Okay, go ahead.
How emotional Peter is. I think that like at first it's kind of annoying to me because I'm like, oh my god, like please, like calm your tits. But now like it's just, you know, now that it's a little bit more controlled and directed, like it just, you know, it's great just to see how much emotion he has. And
it's interesting because in marriage counseling, thank you for that. He has really gotten him. He's like worked on being more emotional, and he gets very emotional, and I'm like less. And so I think like what's happened is like it's really brought us like closer emotionally, so that we're more aligned, which I think is good. I think it's more of how we communicate with each other.
Yeah,
so.
I can't wait for the moment that I'm not emotional anymore.
It's not gonna happen.
It's just like so much more enjoyable.
Joel's already said it. He's like, this is who you are now. Just accept it. Anyway, so we're gonna go and enjoy the rest of our day. Thank you so much, you guys, for the questions. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the questions. I love you, and he always is so appreciative of how kind you guys are to me. It means the world to me, and so thank you so much for all the questions. We love you, and we're gonna go have a good anniversary.
Yeah, go like my shit too.
Yeah, go follow him on Instagram. He's like so big on the Instagram, and my life is spent taking pics. This is what he says. Okay, can you pick me?
Hey, pick
and
me.
it's always in a crowd of 400 people, and
And
he
he
wants to like
always-
stand on a statue, and,
and he
he's
wants
like,
to wait for
he
people
wants to be
to
like
do-
this angle, and there's like all these people. I'm like, oh my god.
I know he's more concerned about the people that were blocking than like the taking the picture. I'm like, I don't care. There's
I'm like, there's 10
in the
people,
background.
and he's like, I don't care, just take it. So
Yeah, I'm like, it's supposed to be like a live
So, Liz,
snap.
so go follow him on Instagram because I work very, very hard to make sure that he gets his shit.
It's technically his profile.
And with no photo credit.
It's his photography profile.
Is my photography profile.
You need a wedding photographer? Check out my
That's me.
Instagram.
All right, you guys, I love you, and we will see you later. Bye.
Peace.